A very good morning to all my dear students. My dear students, today we are going to discuss about the concept of interim orders under the subject captioned as Code of Civil Procedure. Before I just want to explain you about the concept of interim orders, I just want to recapitulate certain points which is of immense importance for the proper understanding of this topic. My dear students, as you all are aware that section 2 clause 14 of the CPC defines orders, but the said section, that is section 2 of the Code of Civil Procedure, does not define or classify the orders into two categories, that is final orders or interim orders, as the case may be. Meaning thereby, interim orders are not defined under the Code of Civil Procedure. But in contrast to this, the word decree has been defined under section 2 clause 2 of the Code of Civil Procedure. My dear students, as you all are aware, the adjudication of a court of law may be divided into two parts. Number one, decree, and another is orders. Decree, as I had already apprised you, is defined under section 2 clause 2, whereas orders is defined under section 2 clause 14 of the Code of Civil Procedure 1908. Decree, as defined under the Code of Civil Procedure, it is defined as the formal expression of an adjudication which, so far as regards the court expressing it, conclusively determines the rights of the parties with regard to all or any of the matters in the controversy in the suit, and it may be either preliminary or final. So, meaning thereby, it is a formal expression of an adjudication, and that too in a civil suit. Here, I just want to recapitulate that there is a difference between a plaint and a civil suit. My dear students, as you are already aware that a civil suit is instituted on the presentation of the plaint as given under section 26 of the Code of Civil Procedure. This has to be read with Order 4 Rule 1 of the Code of Civil Procedure. Further, my dear students, it shall be deemed to include the rejection of plaint and the determination of any question within section 144, but shall not include any adjudication from which an appeal lies as an appeal from an order, or any order of dismissal of default. Explanation: a decree is preliminary when further proceedings have to be taken before the suit can be completely disposed of. It is final when such adjudication completely disposes of the suit. Therefore, from the above, we may infer that decree may be divided into two parts or three parts, as the case may be. It may be preliminary or final, or partly preliminary or partly final. Now, I would like to compare it with the order as defined under Code of Civil Procedure. So, my dear students, Section 2, Clause 14 of the Code of Civil Procedure defines the order, where it says or where it provides that it is a formal expression of any decision of a civil court which is not a decree. So, my dear students, from this we may infer that the adjudication of a court which is not a decree is an order. As a general rule, an order of a court of law is founded on objective considerations, and as such, the judicial order must contain a decision of the question at issue and the reasons which prevailed with the court which led to the passing of the order. So, my dear students, I just want to make certain submissions that there are certain similarities between the order and decree. What are the similarities? Number one, there are some common elements in both of them. Number one, both relate to the matter in controversy. So, my dear students, from this we may infer that both related to a controversy and both are decisions given by a court. So, from this, my dear students, we may infer that both, that is the decree as well as the order, came on the decision given by a court, and both are adjudications of a court of law, and both are formal expressions. So, my dear students, these are the similarities between the order and decree. Now, I just want to differentiate between decree and order. As I had already apprised you that a decree may be preliminary or final or partly preliminary and partly final, but there cannot be a preliminary order. Further, a decree can only be passed in a suit which commenced by a presentation of a plaint, whereas an order may originate from a suit by the presentation of a plaint, or may arise from a proceedings commenced by a petition or an application. Further, every decree is appealable unless otherwise expressly provided, but every order is not appealable. Only those orders are appealable as are specified under the Code of Civil Procedure. So, from this, my dear students, the relevant orders from which an appeal can be lie to the higher court under section 104 of the Code of Civil Procedure, and this has to be read with Order 43, Rule 1 CPC. So, from this we may infer that there is an interconnection between Code of Civil Procedure, between the orders of the Code of Civil mentioned under the Code of Civil Procedure and the sections given under the Code of Civil Procedure. So, my dear students, I want to recapitulate certain points with regard to the meaning of an order given under the Code of Civil Procedure under Section 2, Clause 14. Now, I just want to make or differentiate the given the definition of an order from interim orders. So, now we would like to start with the topic. So, my dear students, I just want to mention that interim orders are not defined in the Code of Civil Procedure, meaning thereby interim means for the timing or temporary or provisional, or not final, or intervening. So from this, we may infer that these are the temporary orders which are passed by the court during the pendency of the suit. So from this, we may infer that interim or interlocutory orders are those orders passed by a court during the pendency of a suit or a proceeding which do not determine finally the substantive rights and liabilities of the parties in respect of the subject matter of the suit or proceedings. After the suit is instituted by the plaintiff and before it is finally disposed of, the court may make interlocutory orders as may appear to the court to be just and convenient. So, my dear students, we may infer from this that these interim orders are temporary in nature and which do not finally determine the substantive rights and liabilities of the parties in respect of the subject matter of the suit, and after the said suit has been instituted, the court may make such orders as may be just and convenient. So from this, we may also say that it is based upon the principles of equity, justice, and good conscience. And while passing these orders, the court has the discretion whether to pass such orders in the civil suit or not. And that judicial discretion has to be applied judiciously and not capriciously. If the same has been used capriciously, so my dear students, then the higher courts has the power to set aside those orders for which an appeal can also lie, or my dear students, the revision may also lie from the said orders. Now next, what is the object behind passing or giving interim orders? So my dear students, on this point, I just want to point out that they are made in order to assist the court or assist the parties to the suit in the prosecution of the case, or for the purpose of protection of the subject matter of the suit. Courts are constituted. Further, on this, I just want to recapitulate that court is having the duty. What is the court's duty? So my dear students, on this, I just want to point out that courts are constituted for the purpose of doing justice, meaning thereby to administer justice between the parties to the case, and which case is also pending before the said court, and must be deemed to possess all such powers as may be necessary to do the right and to undo the wrong in the course of administration of justice. So from this, we may infer that the court is having the power to administer the justice and thereby to give or to recognize a right and thereby to undo the wrong committed by the other party. Further, my dear students, I want to point out that interim orders are necessary to deal with and protect the rights of the parties in the interval between the proceedings, between the commencement of the proceedings and the final adjudication. They enable the court to grant such relief or to pass such orders as may be necessary, just or equitable. They also prevent any abuse of process during the pendency of the proceedings. Hence, interim or interlocutory order play a crucial role in the conduct of the litigation of parties. So from this, we may say that interim orders plays a very important role in the conduct of the litigation between the parties to the civil suit which is pending before the Honorable Court of Law. Now, I just want to classify the various types of interim orders as provided under the Code of Civil Procedure. To this, the very first point which came to my mind on this is the concept of commissions or the issuance of commissions by the court of law. And the procedure laid down for this is laid down under Order 26 of the Code of Civil Procedure. Second is arrest before judgment. The relevant order for this is Order 38. Next, attachment before judgment, Order 38. Temporary injunctions, Order 39. Interlocutory orders, Order 39. Receiver, Order 40. And security for cost, Order 25. Payment in court, Order 24. So, my dear students, all these classified interim orders I would like to discuss in my next lecture. This is all about my today's lecture. In case you are having any doubt or any problem, then you may write it to me at my email ID, that is rahularora.gn@jagannath.org. Before parting with today's topic, my dear students, I just want to apprise you about my new topic, which I am going to take in my next class or next lecture, as the case may be. So, my dear student, I would like to dwell upon the concept of commissions. For this, the relevant provisions which have to be read. These are Section 75 CPC, that is Code of Civil Procedure, and Order 26 Code of Civil Procedure. So, this is all about today's lecture, my dear students. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. We'll meet you soon in my next lecture. Till then, stay home, stay safe, and be positive. Thanks once again.